Hey guys, welcome to Adulting with Alumirar, your ultimate guide to navigating life one story at a time. From chic fashion to thriving at work, staying fit and keeping it real in relationships, we've got it all. Let's laugh, learn and live our best millennial lives together. Hit that subscribe button and let's dive into the chaos of adulthood with a whole lot of style and a dash of fun. Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. For the past 10 years, I've taught across borders, cultures, and continents. And here's what I've learned. Becoming a global educator isn't about having all the answers. It's about being relentlessly curious, endlessly adaptable, and deeply committed to impact. You don't need to be perfect. You need to be passionate. If you've ever felt called to teach beyond your zip code, this is your sign. The world needs educators who think globally and teach with heart. And so in today's episode, I will be taking you through the requirements of becoming a global educator. The first step to becoming a global educator is getting the right qualifications. So ensure that you either pursue a bachelor in education or have a bachelor in education. It's also possible to become a global educator with a bachelor in any teachable subject, but on this one I would recommend a bachelor in education, simply because a bachelor in a teachable subject can be limiting, unlike if you have a bachelor in education. So that's just my recommendation. There's absolutely nothing wrong with you having a bachelor's in a teachable subject, either science, literature, English literature, like history, comparative religion and all that. But I would still recommend that your bachelor be in education. The word education there is very important. Aside from having a bachelor in education, you can also have a teaching certificate. And this is basically for people who are diversifying. So, you probably had your undergraduate in hospitality, and now you want to move into the teaching career. It is possible. There's definitely hope for you. However, you need to get the teaching qualifications or a teaching certificate. You can get this by pursuing the PGCE, which is a postgraduate certificate in education. It varies, it's quite intense, but it's definitely worth it. With it, you can teach beyond borders. So that is worth considering. You can also do TESOL certificate or a TESOL certificates. Those are certificates that will help you beef up your qualifications into becoming a global educator, especially if you did not have a bachelor's in education as your undergrad. This certificate would definitely give you an edge. The other thing is getting your licenses. That too is a good way to ensure that you are qualified and you're ready to step into the global education arena. Secondly, gain experience. Most international schools prefer 2 years and above of teaching experience in an international school. So, what happens if you're qualified but you do not have experience? There's a way out for you. There's definitely hope for you on this one. You can simply start by tutoring, online teaching, or even volunteering. However, I can also advise you to try and jog your memory and think about times when you've had to be in charge of children or worked with children and document that professionally. Examples of these times could be probably you volunteered in a summer camp activity and worked with children, and you probably were in charge of a certain number of children for a certain activity. It could be you are a Sunday school teacher It could be you are in a Bible study and you are in charge of the children. Or it could be as simple as you run a club and children sign up for this club and you are responsible for them. Or have a activity that you do with children. It could be swimming, it could be, like a book club, it could be a reading club, just something that you do probably to give back to the society or to the community where you live. Then it's important to document things like those, because it's important to show that, one, you're responsible enough to have children under your care, or two, you can actually be trusted with children. That's what is being looked for professionally. So let those people write for you a recommendation letter to say that you worked with children. Let the church write a recommendation letter for you if you are a Sunday school teacher. If probably you were in a Bible study and you were in charge of, the children in the Bible study, let your Bible study leader write for you a letter to show that, yes, they confirm that you worked with children in the Bible study and these were your duties or these were your roles. It's basically to show that you can be trusted with children and that you're responsible enough to take care of children and the needs of children. We need to have some hard evidence to show that you have worked with children or you are capable of working with children. So this is just my side advice for you. We're trying to help you to show that you have experience. It may not be international experience, but it is experience to start with. So that's what I would recommend if you have no experience totally. This is the last but not the least requirement: language requirements. For English teachers, some countries require IELTS or TOEFL. These are both English tests to check your language. So in this, let me clarify this. When I say English teachers, I do not mean teachers who have done English literature. It means if you're a teacher, educator, and your language of teaching is English, you certainly need to sit these exams to show that you are capable and you have a good understanding and command of English. And so whether you have a bachelor's in science or a bachelor's in education, it is compulsory for some countries for you to sit the IELTS or the TOEFL tests to check for your command and your understanding of this language. As I'm talking about English as a language and the requirements, the other thing that I want to highlight and I want you to take note of is the fact that you need to stay open-minded, because there could be other tests that may come up once you settle down. Maybe a test in your area of specialization, pedagogy. Just keep an open mindset because that may come up. So it's important that I mention this so that just to avoid disappointments and those surprises. Not all countries, but again, it's good to know and good to be ready. And for non-English teachers, learning the basic local phrases can be very helpful. And even for English teachers, basically language is very important. Just having the basic local phrases can be very, very helpful and help you to settle in quickly. But like I said from the beginning, the most important thing I would say is being endlessly adaptable and flexible. For you to be a global educator, you have to be very flexible and you have to be very adaptable. Underline the word very. Thank you so much for tuning in to tap into these keys of becoming a global educator. I've enjoyed myself sharing this with you. Let me know in the comment section if there's anything you'd like me to share with you, even as I plan content for the next few weeks regarding my career anniversary. And if you're new here and you're not sure what's going on, I'm basically celebrating 10 years of being a global educator. And as a gift for my career anniversary, I decided to share with you tips to become a global educator. Thank you so much for tuning in, and let me know in the comment section what you would like to hear next. Until next time, I've been your host with the most, and see you again. Bye.